Hey, I wanted to share a personal story with you about the power of visualization and how it really made a big difference in my life. 6 years ago in 2005, I signed up to compete in an Ironman triathlon. Now I'd already done two way back in 1989 and 1990, and I wanted to regain the feeling, the excitement of competing in that race and the feeling of accomplishment. And things in my life were a little bit different in 2005. I had a son who was 11 years old, who wasn't around the first two times that I competed. So I really wanted him to be a part of that experience for me, and for him to feel the energy and the excitement of not only kind of witnessing what I was attempting to do, but to see all the other men and women who were going after their dreams. So leading up to that race, I had a lot of training to do, and so it meant getting up really early in the morning, 5 a.m. before work, getting swims in, getting cycling in, etc. And it got to be really grueling, having to do that with work and all. And the thing that really got me through it was knowing that my son Michael was going to be at the race. And what he didn't know was that I had planned on grabbing him at the finish line and having him run the last 100 yards with me across the line. And that thought that of having him be with me at the very end there and to have him share and feel the excitement fueled me all those months prior while I was training. I would hold that thought in my mind as I was out there, on a really cold Saturday morning doing a 15-mile run, in the rain. I would just envision him and I running across together, and that just made all the difference in the world. I would think that thought while I was in the pool, on long bike rides. Just that got me through it. That just knowing that he was going to be there, and the shock that he would have, experiencing that with me just carried me on. So come race day, it was very exciting. I was there, he was there with me, and it's a long race. For those of you who don't know what an Ironman is, it's a 2.4 mile swim, it's a 112-mile bike ride, and it's a marathon run. And so he had a long day ahead of him, just hanging out there and kind of watching Dad do his thing. And the way that the course was set up was that the bike ride had two 56-mile loops. And so after the completion of the first loop, we went through the transition area, and I was able to kind of wave at him and say hi. And then the run course was set up in a series of 3 loops. So every time I completed a loop, I'd go through the transition area, and he'd be there, and he'd give me a high five, and it was the best feeling in the world. And so at the very end of the race, he still didn't know that I was going to grab him to finish with me. And so as I'm coming in at the very end there with about a mile to go, I just knew that I was going to finish, and I knew that I was going to be able to live my dream and have him be witness to it and be a part of it. I wanted him to carry that with him forward in his life as he goes through his struggles, and just knowing that he can do anything he wants, because he was able to witness maybe me doing something like that. So at the very end there, at the last half mile, it was really dark, and we started to kind of come into the finish area where it's all lit up, and I saw him a couple hundred yards away, and it was the coolest feeling in the world. And he noticed me coming, and he got up and was cheering, and when I saw him, I gave him a big high five, and I grabbed his arm, and he didn't know what was going on, but he went down the finish chute with me, and it's one of the best days of my life. I will never forget it, and I hope that he never does either. And don't let anybody ever tell you that the power of visualization does not work. It did for me. Thanks.